Hello, beautiful people. Future me. Beautiful rain outside today. It's great weather for do things like we are doing today. All right. To the point, 5 minute. Keystroke overhead 8%, that's awesome, and 31, that's good as well. So I'm really happy about the keystroke overhead decreasing. This D seems to be promising. And what we will do next, we will do the CSS. So close this. And the CSS tutorial. The last thing I was doing and was not recording was the inline block. So I will delete everything in here. And we can go over it once again. Yay! It's okay. So we shift this to the right. We can view our page, which should be empty right now, and it is. So here I will paste some lorem ipsum just for fun, and the inline block kind of changes how few of the behaviors. One of them will be the next line. So normally, when we have some element which would have a block style, which is, for example, a div. For example, div with 1 pixel with solid green. Why not? So it is like this, and I will set some width 100 pixels, height 100 pixels as well. So it will create a new line. See? Yes, you do. So I will put some background color as well, plus lavender, why not? Here we go. So then we have something which would have inline style, which is span, for example. Let's just put that one in here. Hello. And our hello is in here, but even though it has specified width and height, it doesn't change the size of anything anywhere. By which I mean the span. Alright. Also, if we set up a border, I mean margin, a space around it, this one will move like everywhere. You see it's from left and top and bottom, but the span has only the borders on the sides, I mean the margins. Alright, so this one, you see, border left, border right, top down is, there is not. We can set this style by a property which is called display, and here we have like inline, and block. So the block looks like this. Now everything is block. Create a new line, and have all the width and height and the margins around it. Then we have inline, which now they look like like so. And then we have third style, which is called inline block. And this, the difference is from the normal block is that it will not create a break line. It will not break the line after it, so you can stack more next to each other, like so. See? Like so. And you can set the width and height property, which you cannot do with inline style. And that's all there is to it, really. So let's have a look what the tutorial says. And it says inline block, inline block, width and height can set. Also inline block, the top and bottom margins are respected. You see, with display inline they are not. Compared to display block, does not add the line break. And there are some following example with how it looks, what we just did. And using inline block to create navigation links. Yeah, so what they did in here is to put their inline, and there you have your links. So that was to it. That was really fast, wasn't it? So we can have a look on the next one, which would be number 25. Okay. So we want directory 25, and it will be a line, right? Inline block, a line, yeah, line. Okay. So, oh, I did not create the HTML file. Okay. Line. We have it now. And continue it in here. There's nothing in here. So we can have a text align, or what do I know about align? So I will create a div. I will create a style for a div, and as well border 1 pixel solid green, background color of lavender, some width of 250 pixels, and let's do the same with height. Okay, now I want the div in here. Go, and here's our div. So now the positioning with the alignment of text is maybe something different than they had in mind. So we try align, alignment, center, bam, doesn't do anything. Okay, so if I have some text in here, I can do a few things with it. So this will be font alignment, text align, do center, and now it will be in center, and then we have vertical alignment, and we can do center, and it doesn't do anything. And it doesn't do anything, and I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know why. So that is to the aligning that. Then let's say I would have another div in here. Div, another one. No, it's overlapping that one. Not ideal. Okay, so I think I have something to learn about. So let's get into it. Center elements horizontally. Okay, center align elements to horizontally center block element like div. Use margin auto. Huh. Okay. So it looks like the only option for the block element might be to simply modify the margins. Okay, setting the width to the element will prevent it from stretching out to the edges of its container, sure. The element will then take up the specified width, and remaining space would be split equally between two margins. Okay, margin auto with 50, some padding, okay. Center text, align text, that's what we managed to do. You can do left and right as well. And then there's a center image. You can use margin auto and make it into the block element. So that's understandable on a block element. You can do margin, oh, and you did margin left and margin right auto. Here we have just margin auto. So that's the difference, just maybe showing the second way how to do that. Not sure if there is a difference, because the margin should also set up the top and bottom margin. So let's continue. Left and right align. Okay, so I can do position absolute, right. I already know that, but yeah, we can demonstrate that. As a left and right align using float. One method for aligning is to position absolute. Okay. Second is to use the float property, and that's just to the right, to the left. Okay, there's the clear fix hack, which we saw in when we were talking about the float. And the center vertically. Okay, so they here are using the padding, which I don't like so much because it's kind of dependent on the on the size of the container. Or I don't set the height of the element and just do the padding, and then it will work. Okay, so that's how you do that. And I can do padding and align center, and it is in here, so that is good. So far we have left and right and auto on the blocks. Okay, what is the transform? If padding and line weight are not options, a third solution is to use positioning and the transform property. Okay, so there's a center, height 20, position relative. Solid green and center P is margin 0, position in absolute, and there's a 50-50. And transform. I see, I see, I see. So the transform is something which you can take the size of that what is inside. Transform and translate it is. Maybe there will be a rotation as well. Who knows? And I'm guessing it will be. So if we do 100%, it should be all over the left. And it doesn't do. Oh, yeah. Like so. And run. 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 Oh, that's some bullshit transform. Run. Okay. So here would be the center, I'm guessing. Let's shift it there. Okay. Okay, so that is a transform and translate. So let's see what all I was able to remember. And you move right. Thank you. And we will have another go on our alignment. So the first one, we will create a block in center. And we will create a div and we will create a style for it, and this will be block center, and this will be margin auto. Now we will attach the class block center and reload it, and here we go. Here is our block in center. Maybe I'll decrease the size a little bit. Here we go. Here is our block in center. Maybe I went just too far. Perfect. Okay, so that is what we can do for centering the block. If there's another element, we can modify it to have a block display, and then we can center it. Now centering the text will be another topic, and for that we can have our block in center, which I will copy in here and use it, and we will have we'll remove that. Yep. Okay. So here's block in center, and there are a few things. So first would be the text align. Text align. That will be the align. Is it text align, right? Text align, and we can do center. And you can do the text align in here. And if we reload our page, now we can see it is in center. Now there's another thing, and that is when our block has some size, like this guy in here. We might also think about, you know, making the text in the center of the vertical. So there is few things how to do that. First of all, we can remove that and we can add some padding, like what is it? Padding, and so padding top, we will do 25 pixels in here, and I will create for bottom as well, and I need to apply the style as well. So vertical padding, and here we go. So that is one way how to center it. But let's say our block already has set up the height, like so. And this way, you know, we would have to calculate it, how much it is, and then someone resize the window and we are screwed up. Or you know, like this uh, might be uh, might be might be changing. So I'll collapse those so we can have a more real estate in here. And I will create another style which will do the centering. We'll call it like so. And now we will put the position. We will say absolute. And then we will say from the top you will be 50%. And from the left we will shift you by 50% as well. And now we can see how it looks after we apply the style, of course. Centering, thank you. Yeah, but now I did something which I did not want to, and that is I didn't center this, the text in it, I center something else. So maybe I will put this in a paragraph, and here we will add a class of oh, come on, come on, come on, come on. Place of centering, and he will be centering, for example. Okay, now it doesn't work because for it to work, the parent container have to be set some position as well. Position, and we can do relative, and without specifying anything, and suddenly, voila, it shifted. And still not sure if it shifted in the right. Well, this is half, that's for sure, and that one doesn't look like half. But I can try to transform and translate, and we will do minus 50%, minus 50%, and let's see what that one does. Now we have a centering on this line, but not on that one, on the vertical. So the horizontal is okay. The vertical, not so much. So where did I went wrong? I don't know. Anyway, that reminds me of absolute uh, absolute positioning. So I can do position absolute, and I can do right 0, for example. And now we will have another div, which will say absolute. Here it is, and now it's on the left, because I did not put any positioning, but now if I do that, it's on the right. We can also move it like 100 pixels from the right side or from the left side. Come on. Depends on what we want. There's another thing which we can do, and that will be float, for which I create a style. And we can also set just the float property to left, and it's on the left, or I can set it to the right, and it's on the right. Absolute, I can do relative as well, and so on and so on. So, but this one is bothering me a little bit, is the one with the centering of the text. Okay, so that one I forgot how to do, so let's see. So, position absolute, top left, and that one. So maybe the margin we should put to 0, and that will fix it. That is the only thing I see different. Okay. Okay, so let's have a look at first. Let's inspect our thing in here. If I select, yeah, there is some margin, which we don't want. Okay, so the margin was screwing it our so margin will be 0. And now it is in center. Isn't it beautiful? It is beautiful. And I've done it. I've done 2 things in 30 minutes. The first one being inline blog and the other one align. So let's see. Did we do everything? There's a margin auto for setting up the blocks and horizontally aligning the element. Then the text is text align, sure. The centering an image, just set it to block and I use the margin trick. And the left and right align using the position absolute, and relative and fixed and so on. Just we can use that. Then we have using a float. Yeah, so right, left, we did that as well. There's some note, and that is about the clear fix thingy. Something to remember. And the center vertically. Using padding is really simple, but it's not suitable for elements with already set up height. And then we have the one for uh, the one which already has some height. Oh, there's a line height. Another trick is the line height property with a value that is equal to the height property. Ah, I see. Hmm. Center line height 200 pixels, 200 pixels. I see. I don't like the solution that much. I have to say, but yeah, we could use that as well. That might be another approach I can see in my career. So that's good. And here is the vertically using position and transform. That is the solution I like for some reason. So there are a few steps. First is the parent thing has to have a position set up to something as well, relative, absolute. Then we need to set the absolute position for the thing we want to center, like the paragraph in here, for example. Then we have option to position it by the top and left properties, and to set it like perfectly to the middle, we can transform, translate it by 50 and 50% of the size of the paragraph we have. It will not work though if we will not take into account the margin. Yeah, that's it. Okay, good, 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 good. I really like this one. Done is better than perfect, but this one was pretty good.